You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry ChillyBoy Chilson, and this is my review for Overcompensating Season 1. Now, before we jump into this review, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. Overcompensating is a 2025 queer comedy series that serves as a co-production between Amazon Studios and A24. Overcompensating releases to Prime Video on May 15th. And yes, all 8 episodes for season 1 will be dropping to Prime Video on the 15th. From the mind and somewhat personal experience of program creator and comedian Benito Skinner, Overcompensating follows Benny, a closeted former football star, as he becomes fast friends with Carmen, a former high school outsider. With guidance from his sister and her boyfriend, Benny and Carmen juggle horrible hookups, flavor vodka, and fake IDs in their first semester at college. The series stars Benito Skinner as Benny, Wally Barum as Carmen, Adam DeMarco, Reese Shaw, Mary Beth Barone, with Connie Britton and Kyle MacLachlan. Now, as somebody that's part of the queer umbrella, I tend to really enjoy queer centric media. So when I saw this trailer for Overcompensating coming to Prime Video, of course, I was instantly hooked because when you give me queer centric media with a bunch of sexy people in it, yeah, what's there not to be excited about? Now, admittedly, I was completely unaware of Benito Skinner and his comedic works, so I had no idea what to expect heading into this viewing, but I knew I was in for a queer coming of age, if you will, in a college setting. And overall, I really, really enjoyed Overcompensating season 1. Now, it certainly is not perfect, and I had some gripes with this first season, but it gave me pretty much just what I wanted. So, let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. Well, my biggest positive is actually series creator, series writer, co-writer for some episodes, and the star of the series, Benito Skinner as Benny. Really, he's the full positive because you can feel so much of him in the character and in the project by and large, which lends so much authenticity and heart into Benny as a character, his plight, and what he is dealing with throughout the season. Obviously, he's the main character, but he's also actually the heart and soul of the entire series that you can relate to, even when he's doing things that are questionable or you don't really love some of his decisions as a character. It all felt genuine and real to who this person was and what they're trying to navigate in their personal exploration journey. I also think he did a very good job in the acting department. Obviously, once again, it felt very natural, him playing a version of himself, more or less. But when he was required to give deeper moments, I thought he did that very well as well. Plus, he's just naturally charming and very easy on the eyes. I also really enjoyed the character of Carmen, another easily relatable character in many instances, and once again, a very flawed character. None of our characters are just painted as like really good people or straight up bad people. All of them are really layered in some sense or another. Now, some of them come off a lot better, obviously, than others, but it's nice to have a show that gives most all of our ensemble some layering within. And Carmen as a character is very complicated. Now, I don't love everything that happens with Carmen. Actually, her overall arc and the plot lines her character gets, and specifically a lot of these plot lines that are given to her character, I'm honestly not the biggest fan of, but I really enjoy the character herself and was fully invested in her as a person. I did, however, love the arc the character of Grace goes on throughout the season. Her and Carmen's roommate specifically have really interesting character arcs throughout season one, and I quite enjoyed them. And that was nice because early in the season, I wasn't really vibing with the female stories that were happening. So, thankfully, we come to a decent full circle for those two. And of course, it is queer media, so we get lots of skin in the series, particularly in the front half of season one. Lots and lots of very attractive people with very little clothing on. So thank you for that. If you're coming in ready to thirst, you'll be very happy. And honestly, that's a benefit of casting older. A big complaint I saw after the trailer was released was that all of our cast was really a little bit old to be, college freshmen and such. I didn't have a problem with it watching the series, honestly, and it allows you to get a little bit more risque with some of the character choices. So overall, I'd say a net positive. The music is also banging. Like, this is the queer soundtrack. A gay man's playlist, up, down, left, right, and center, and it works perfectly. Plus, it is very much a comedy sitcom style of a series. The episodes are around 30 minutes each, so you don't have a long commitment. Though, that also means you only have 8 episodes of a 30-minute show. Now, this is a message for all of the streaming services. Please, when can we stop this trend of 8 episode seasons? Why have we become allergic to giving seasons more than 8 episodes anymore? It's crazy, particularly given it takes 2 years to produce those 8 episodes, it seems, for every single series. But it's very digestible, it's fun, it's funny, you can go with the flow, it's very rewatchable, and it gave me exactly what I wanted from a queer coming of age story. I'm a sucker for this type of story, but if you have enjoyed media like Love, Simon, like Heartstopper, Young Royals, all series I absolutely adore, I think you definitely need to give Overcompensating a chance because it stands right up there in the same vicinity with those great series and films. It tugs at the heartstrings. It's going to give you a lot to relate to and potentially help you in reliving and coming to terms with some part of your own journey. So then, what doesn't really work when it comes to overcompensating? Well, I will say some of the humor is dodgy, specifically at the beginning of the series and then right at the end, actually. Ugh. Your tolerance for cringe humor will be put to the test, and if you can't deal with it, I fear you may tap out early. There's a lot of cringe. Now, most all of it seems very purposeful, very deliberate, but it still made me cringe watching nonetheless. Also, I mentioned it, a couple of our characters are given arcs I didn't quite love, and I think the female characters, particularly, are handled in interesting ways. That's how I'll say that. Carmen, specifically. I really think we could have taken her storyline in a different direction, and it would have made her character stronger, to be honest. And that all leads me to the finale of the season. I'm still thinking about it, but the finale may actually, have been my least favorite episode of the season, which is not usually the case and is not a great feeling to end on a little bit of a downer note. After you've had so much fun and had some great feelings, you've enjoyed the drama up until then, had a show that had so much authenticity at its core, and then the finale left me very, very conflicted and not in the best of ways. But overall, I really enjoyed Overcompensating. I am looking forward to revisiting season one. The way we end off season one, I really hope we are getting a renewal because they leave us right in the middle of the mess. So please don't just leave me hanging there. Thank you, Amazon and A24. But as much as I was cringing, I was also swooning and smiling from ear to ear in giddy enjoyment of this wonderful queer coming of age story being told. There are a ton of cameos throughout the season. You'll see tons of familiar faces. And as long as you can withstand some kind of cringe humor, I think you're in for a really rewarding watch if you give Overcompensating a chance when it debuts May 15th. So that was my review for Overcompensating. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and click that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos, including all of my reactions, as I will be posting a reaction for each and every one of season one's 8 episodes. So if you want to watch with me in real time as I cringe, as I grin, as I swoon, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join me for my series of reactions. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to watch Overcompensating? Let me know all of your thoughts either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up over on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.